is Sophia, the Diabetic Vlogger, and today I'm reviewing another Rush song for you guys. This is one of my favorite songs of Rush's last album, Clockwork Angels. This is called The Wreckers. This is one of my favorite songs. If you guys have not heard it, I encourage you guys to go check it out. Sorry, YouTube was playing music for some reason. Anyway, this is one of my favorite songs off their album, The Wreckers. I love this song. It's beautiful. It's based off a story that I want to read. If you guys didn't know, wreckers were people that were pirates that lived on these ships, and they stole from people and they caused boats to become wreckers. And obviously we see that happen in the story because Clockwork Angels, if you guys have not known, it is a steampunk story, and I've read the story like 2 or 3 times and I love it. It's about Owen Hardy, who goes on this great big adventure to see what's out there because he has believed what he's told. He believed in the watchmaker, and he found out by experience, that maybe things aren't all for the best, and there are some things that are all for the best. But this song really just talks about, is it good about life and experiences and what it does to us. And that when things seem too good to be true, you should really, look into it and be cautious about things, because lots of times if things seem too good to be true, it probably means that there's something fishy going on. So here's the song. If you guys haven't heard, I encourage you to go listen to, come back and leave a comment down below. So here's The Wreckers by Rush. The breakers roar on an unseen shore. In the teeth of a hurricane, oh, we struggle in vain. A hellish night, a ghostly light appears through the driving rain. Salvation in a human chain. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. It's one of my favorite lines. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be weary because sometimes the target is you. Driven to ground from a helpful sound, drowned by a cheer from the shore. Oh, we wonder what for. The whole paragraph, the longer one. The people swarm through the darkening storm, gathered everything they can score, till their backs won't bear any more. All I know is that sometimes you have to be weary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary, because sometimes the target is you. The breakers will roar on an unseen shore, in the teeth of an icy grave, in the teeth of an icy grave. Woe, the human chain leaves a bloody stain, washed away in the pounding waves, washed away in the pounding waves. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary because sometimes the target is you. All I know is that memory can be too much to carry, striking down like a bolt from the blue. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary because sometimes the target is you. This is The Wreckers by Rush of their album Clockwork Angels. The Wreckers were pirates who went on ships, and they would try to wreck them and steal things from people, and this caused chaos and turmoil as it does in the Clockwork Angels story. And this song really highlights, it's very good visually on the words, with being on the water and their breakers roar, which are things that are in the water, in the ocean. Breakers and hurricanes and storms and wind, and they struggle. So let's go through it. It says the breakers roar on an unseen shore. So you're heading on, you're in a ship on the water, and you're waiting for an unseen shore. And those breakers are those unseen shores you can't see because you're so far away from it. They're roaring, but you can't see it. And it makes you be in the teeth of a hurricane, and they always struggle in vain. A hellish night, a ghostly light appears through the driving rain. Salvation in a human chain. So you think you're going through like a hell and a storm, and you think that something appears through the driving rain. You think it is salvation in a human chain. But then it's not. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. So that's true, so true. All I know is that sometimes you have to be weary of a miracle too good to be true. I think we also just have to learn that sometimes maybe the hard way or just a little bit maybe slower than others. That is so true. When things seem weary to you or too good to be true, it probably isn't going to come out good for you, so you need to be wary. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. I love that line too. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. So even the truths you know sometimes can be contrary, because someone could tell you something that's going to happen this way. Someone could tell you something they're going to do, and they're going to turn their back and lie to you and not do what they said they were going to do. And so the truth is contrary. And it says everything in life you thought you knew. So you thought you knew everything in life, but you realize you don't. But all you know now is that all I know is that sometimes you have to be wary, because sometimes the target is you. So if you're not careful, you can be the target. So you have to be wary, and you gotta know the truth is contrary. Driven to ground with a helpful sound, drowned by a cheer from the shore, oh, we wonder what for. So driven to ground with a helpful sound. So they're being brought to land with some sort of a helpful sound, drowned by the cheer from the shore. So there's lots of people celebrating, they're coming there, and they wonder what for. The people swarm to the darkening storm, gather everything they can score till their backs won't bear anymore. So it's talking about the wreckers stealing everything they can till their backs won't bear anymore. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary, because sometimes the target is you. So you have to also be wary of miracles, because all we know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be wary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary, because sometimes the target is you. The breakers roar on an unseen shore in the teeth of an icy grave. In the teeth of an icy grave. So let's just continue. The breakers roaring on an unseen shore. While the human chain leaves a bloody stain washed away in the pounding waves. So I think probably I was talking to us there about the breakers roar on an unseen shore. They were looking for the 7 cities of gold, because the watchmaker told them to go find the 7 cities of gold, and they found out that they did not exist. They were just on a wild goose chase. So they're just looking for something that's not going to be there, that's not going to appear. Well, human chain leaves a bloody stain. So the chains of the humans that came to them that thought were going to help them end up leaving a bloody stain, killing people, stealing their things. They need to live. Washed away in the pounding waves, but all has been washed away in the pounding waves. Washed away in the pounding waves. All I know is that sometimes you have to be weary of a miracle too good to be true. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes you have to be weary, because sometimes the target is you. All I know is that memory can be too much to carry, striking down a boat from the blue. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary, because sometimes the target is you. So it says that right there, I also love this line. All I know is that memory can be too much to carry, striking down a bolt from the blue. So sometimes the memories of our stories or what we've been told is just too much to bear, striking down like a bolt from the blue. So like we're getting struck by lightning during a storm, it's just too much, you can't handle it, and it causes you death. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary. Everything in life you thought you knew. All I know is that sometimes the truth is contrary, because sometimes the target is you. That is so true. There are so many times in life when the only thing we can know is that the truth is contrary, and sometimes the target is you. So you gotta look out for yourself and your family and your friends, because you never know who's going to try to come and attack you from the back, or cause you pain and suffering. And there's lots of bad people in the world, and people who are humans and make mistakes that can hurt you, so you gotta be wary. And know the truth is sometimes contrary. I hope you guys like this video. Please leave your comments down below. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time with another video. Goodbye.